New at 6, the FDA has approved the first diagnostic test for Alzheimer's disease. It is apparently possible to get the result this same day. Taylor Tashev joins us with more on that. Taylor.
Yeah, Alicia, I spoke to the Alzheimer's Association about the FDA's approval of this test. They say this will lead to a more accurate and earlier diagnosis. It's called the LumiPulse test. It tests for early detection of amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease.
There are all sorts of forms of dementia, but amyloid is the hallmark for Alzheimer's disease. And so a high presence of amyloid indicates dementia of the Alzheimer's type.
It's intended for adults 55 and older who are experiencing cognitive impairment and being evaluated for Alzheimer's disease and other causes of cognitive decline.
The availability of an in vitro diagnostic test that can potentially eliminate the need for time-consuming and expensive PET scans is great news for individuals and families concerned with the possibility of an Alzheimer's disease diagnosis.
According to the National Institute of Health, more than 6 million Americans, most 65 or older, have dementia caused by Alzheimer's disease.
As we know now, the disease starts 8 to 10 years before you see symptoms. And so while often people in their 60s are those getting diagnosed, something like this that looks at the underlying biology and could detect earlier certainly has potential to have greater clinical outcomes.
Clay Jacobs, the executive director of Alzheimer's Association Greater Pennsylvania chapter, calls it another tool in the toolbox.
If we're able to diagnose earlier, that changes how we look at research because we're not dealing with a disease that's already progressed for a decade. We're dealing with it earlier on.
Giving people more time, something so valuable for people living with the disease.
If we know that we're a higher risk for the disease, would we change what we do today? Would we change how we plan, how we travel, how we work, how we do all of these types of things?
The FDA said the test should be used along with other evaluations and tests. The Alzheimer's Association says it's important to talk to your doctor. Live in the studio, Taylor Tashev, ABC 27 News.